say that. Okay, I think we're live already. I think we're live already. Hello, hello. Hello, friends. This is Mary Fulton with Mary Fulton Fit, and today we have a special guest speaker, Jil Martinez. Jill, say hi to everybody. Oh, I forgot to tell you to bring your balls out today because we need to talk about this. So if you have perfect, you brought your ball.
I always have my equipment.
I love it. I love it. We are totally live out there. We are so excited to have you here, Jill. So Jill, I have known Jill for a long time. I'm going to let her tell the story, but all I can say is that when I met Jill back at 24-Hour Fitness, I don't know how many years ago now. How many years ago now?
I think it's like 15 or 16.
15 or 16.
I don't know.
Loved her. Just spitball, fire energy, front row, always yelling and cheering. And I ended up getting to become, and that was just when we took classes together. And she'd always be like, what was your always thing that you always said?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
And then I would say, suck it in and all those lovely
and
things.
Do all kinds of stuff because she was definitely meant to be an instructor. I don't know why she didn't do it. But so Jill was always front row, big voice, loved it. She always made me just smile and so excited. I'm trying to share this on my page really quick, so I'm just going to put, join us with Jill. But when I became an instructor, I'm just going to share one story. It was, I think maybe it was my first Halloween class. And Jill came to it and we did the Thriller. And so I taught my class the Thriller and we did so good.
And I have the videos too.
Yes, I love it. So Jill, take it away. I just want you to share how you know me, how you got to know the MFF, and then I'll ask you some specific questions about friendship. So go for it. And we've got Renee online with us right now. What's up, Renee?
Okay. Hi, Renee. Hi, everyone. Okay. So I met Mary, like we said, over 15 years ago, I think. At 24-Hour Fitness in Long Beach, California. That's where I grew up. So yeah, she used to be in the class, and I remember she used to be on the right-hand side, kind of where Maggie's daughter, who, it's funny now, Ashley and I, she's like a daughter that I would have liked to have. So, you know, they were over like in this corner, and I'd always see them. She always had such high energy, and of course, I just had a big mouth. And you either love me or you hate me. Oh, wow.
I love it.
Yeah, but she, you know, she definitely had the energy. And I don't know what her story was then, what was going on. But all of a sudden, I started seeing her teaching. And so, you know, just took her classes when I could. Unfortunately, I couldn't take a lot of her classes because I had worked and with my schedule, I could work out in the mornings during the week. So
yeah. It was more the later girl.
Yeah. So Saturdays she would be, you know, at the 24-Hour Fitness. That's the class I would take, and we just have a lot of fun. I met a lot of nice people, a lot of people that are on this platform as well, that joined in when she did the quarantine. So yeah, we've it's been a great ride. And then of course I decided to get married and move to Arizona. But
well, we miss you too, yeah. But we got to find you again when the pandemic happened. So yeah. So how did you find me on like the first days of the pandemic?
No, I mean, I'm always, I mean, obviously you guys know I'm a big ham. I'm a FB narcissist, but in a good way. Under the good narcissist. But yeah, it's weird because we had just moved here to Arizona and we were in an apartment because we were waiting for our house to get built. And I was under a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. I have anxiety. I have depression. I'm just a mess, but you wouldn't think so, huh? But I do. And I'm always on Facebook, and I know Mary hasn't been on it that much. Remember, Mary, you were doing the beach body. I was doing that with you.
That's right. We did connection.
The only reason why I know the years is because Facebook's bringing it up. So it was like 5-6 years ago. Yeah.
5 years ago.
It's bringing up videos that I was doing with you and stuff. So you helped me in that area. And then I know, I mean, I remember you talking about how you're going off Facebook and so forth. So, that was some years down the line. And then I just was I'm always on Facebook. And then all of a sudden I see Mary and I'm like, oh, Mary's on Facebook again. Okay, let me see what she's up to. Let me see what that crazy girl's doing. And I just figure with quarantine, everybody's on social media due to the fact that we have nothing else to do.
Yes. So it was awesome because you joined the channel then. And
I joined.
I didn't have a channel yet, right?
No, you didn't. It was just Facebook Live, basically. And you had called me and told me, hey, what do you think if I do this, this, and that? And like Maggie had mentioned yesterday, that Maggie and I we're the same. We're like the same. She's like a big sister to me. We are always at the gym, and we like Maggie. I'm thinking, oh God, I'm already depressed. I'm already moved to another state. Oh, and my mom passed away 2.5 years ago, and that really pissed me off because she wasn't supposed to do that. So having to go.
When all this happened and, and the pandemic hit and everything, and you found the MFF community to work out, because number one, I know you love to work out.
Yeah.
You are so much energy, but, losing your mom and going through some tough times. How did the MFF community help you?
Well, and like I was saying, to move into a new place, that's right. I mean, as far as when you presented this, I was in. I mean, it was like, I have nothing else to do. What the hell, And so I did it. And so every morning, I mean, I was, of course, that person like Maggie. We do everything 150%, not 100%. So she would you do 7 to 8, and then 8 to 9, because you could do it that way at that time.
Yeah.
And then me and my husband hired her for training.
That's right. We were training together.
And so she would get us. So we had to be up at 6. We started her at 6 because she had all her other stuff going on. And she asked if it was okay, and we're fine. My husband's like, I'm retired and I'm still getting up early. What the heck,
I know, right?
He did. He doesn't complain about anything. He got up, and so me and him would work out at 6, and then I'd take whatever 2 classes she's got going on, the rest of the time. So I would literally work 3 hours, work out 3 hours a day, which is a little obsessive, but at the time we were in quarantine, and then I like the fact that we were able to, I was able to talk to people like Michelle, who's from the gym, volleyball Michelle, I call her volleyball Michelle. And I was able to see some people on there, that I had, like Ron and Robin and then Maggie, just to be able to kind of go back and forth with people. And then meeting the new people who didn't know, who we were and how we acted. I guess they kind of figured out we were all crazy, but it really helped me as far as getting out of my head, because, I'm in my head a lot, and that's, just the way I am. And working out is my, saving grace. And you just can't do it 24 hours in, 24/7, but the times I do it, I make the best of it, and I try to make it fun. But it did help me that you did decide to do all this. And then, of course, I was your biggest cheerleader, I feel, because I just told you, go for it. What do you got to lose? I mean, that's how I started a cleaning business, and I was so fearful and like, oh my God. And I didn't even have to deal with half of what you're dealing with all this crud going on. The world is a different place. Like when I started 12, 13 years ago, my business. And I just said, go for it, girl. You have nothing to lose except for, meeting new people and having a good time, and do what you love. I mean, we love working out. Why not do it? So
right.
I'm really grateful that you did do that, because I mean, I would have done my workouts. I would have probably done my thing like Maggie and I talked about. Hey, we'd always do something, but it was nice that I was able to be with people that, one, most of them knew me.
Mm-hmm.
And knew how I was. A lot of these people, believe it or not, know when I'm high and when I'm not. Some of these people in the group that known me a long time know that, yeah, Jill's happy and great and everything. But there are some people in this group that do know that I'm not always up, and I do have my I do have demons, you know, that comes in once in a while. So it was comfortable for me.
Hmm.
And so that was, to me, what, you know, what do I got to lose? Nothing.
So you felt like you could be authentic with our
Yeah,
friends. So
I
you
didn't have
felt
to,
loved.
yeah, like I did when I was at the gym. I mean, I always felt like I could be, it was the only place. Okay. So I'm in sobriety. I've been almost 20 years sobriety. And you know what? I always tell people it's like there when I would go to the gym and work out, it was the only time. And if anybody's familiar with, you know, being a drunk, I mean, we're always in our head. We're always, you know, there's always the angel and devil. And there's always the angel saying, you're great, you're wonderful, don't let anybody get you. But then you have the devil who tends to be a little bigger and just really gets in your head. And working out is like I would tell people, an hour of where I'm literally not thinking of anything else but that moment. And as we all know, staying in the moment is very hard. So for
Yeah.
me, staying in the moment, that was what I needed. So 3 hours I was able to get out of this head every day during the quarantine. I think that's why I didn't have as much of a problem with it, to be
Hmm.
honest, because of our community and what you created. And
Yeah.
I'm
Friendship.
grateful for that, Mary. I really am, because I know how you are. I know you put 200% into everything. And of course I have to reel her in sometimes, you guys, and tell her, you know, just, it's okay. It's okay. You're doing great. Don't question yourself at all, because
Oh,
you're doing, you know what, you're doing the best you can, and you're doing a good job of it. And there's no manual to anything in this world. You
no,
know,
we're just figuring it out as we go. And I just feel like, God really brought all these beautiful women together for a reason.
exactly.
They found the channel, they found the place. And um, do you want to share any stories of some new friendships blossom?
Oh yeah. So I do have to talk about my new friends.
Yeah. And if you're out there, say hello to us. Give us a
Okay, so I do have, I mean, everybody, you know, has, you know, I just happened to find someone that was somewhat like me, which is very hard to find. Um, because obviously I am not an introvert. And so I met Donna Parrish, and she was a lot like me. When I first saw her, I'm kind of like, oh, she's got energy like I do. So seeing her posts and stuff. So of course, I'm not shy, you guys. You know, I reach out to people. I'll, you know, talk to people. You know, whether you like me or you don't, you know, I'm going to talk to you. And so I talked to her, and we just started talking about, you know, the workouts and, you know, what we were doing, and just basically with Mary. It was just with Mary doing the comments, doing the little boo boo boo
You guys
boo.
were totally having all kinds of conversations. I loved it. I'd be like teaching, and I couldn't see all the comments while I was teaching, but I'd come back and be like, oh, okay, what's
Well,
happening?
isn't it better? It's
I
better
loved
that
it.
way, because at least when we're in class, you know, you can't do that in class. That's very rude, actually, to be
Well,
conversational.
but you might if you're right next to your friend and you're working out. You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and you kind of have fun, but yeah, obviously you're not having a whole.
Yeah, you're not doing so. That is actually, I have to say, to me, that actually is a good thing, you know, because I'm able to communicate a little bit better while I'm working out. And I'm pretty good with multitasking. So Donna was that person. And Donna and I just, you know, eventually we started talking offline and just talking about our, you know, our families and all our lovely things. And she's over 50. Sorry, Donna, don't mean to say your age there. But she's over 50 and I'm over 50. And so we had that common ground of being in that, you know, perimenopause. I think she's already been through it, but I'm in perimenopause. And I'm going to tell you right now, it sucks. And it's very challenging. Just another thing women have to battle through, you know, in life. But it is what it is. And she was somebody that I was able to, you know, relate to. And she was able to tell me some things like, hey, you know, it's okay. This is how it is. And
That's
so she was definitely, and then Rita happened to just say, hey, I remember you in class. So
cool.
Rita Andrews remembered me in class. I'm like,
Gonna tag them. Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm like, Rita, I'm like, I never saw you. Well, she was one of those that would go on the back, I guess. And she goes, I remember you with the bandana and the girl that was yelling and screaming and always had this energy and got all of us going and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I never met her. She lived right by me at the time too. It was really kind of
That's
sad.
crazy. That's funny.
Yeah. And so she started talking to me, and that's how I met her, through your group, and we started chit-chatting. And fortunately at that time, Rita could be more online and stuff because she was working from home.
Okay.
And so all three of us just started kind of conversating on our own. I even made a little group for us on Messenger so we can just check in with each other, see how we're doing. So yeah, Rita and Donna were the two that I definitely, those are my newbies, even though Rita was right next door and I didn't even know it. So thank you, Mary. See, those are the things, see, that's the beauty of social media. You know, you connect with people that you maybe wouldn't have connected with because of your schedules and all that kind of stuff. Again, you and Maggie really touched on, I'm like Maggie. I think the quarantine really helped us in some ways. You know, there's a silver lining to everything, you know, and I apologize to anyone that's really, really suffered from this and of course lost anybody. I do realize it's been a bad thing, but I do feel like, you know, things don't happen. There's no such thing as coincidence to me. And I just think things do, you know, like you were talking about faith. I do believe God has a plan. And sometimes his plan ain't so great, but you know, you got to go with it. Cause I'm telling you, you take control of it, you know, on your own, you're going to screw it up. Believe me, I've done it many times. Ask me. But you know, Rita, Donna, and then V, you know, Veronica, I knew in the gym, her and her husband.
Yeah.
Her and her husband. We used to take the ATC class and on Sundays with Gwen.
Gwen, oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to get Gwen on here. Where's that Gwen at? She all shy and everything. Gwen's all shy and everything. We got to get her out of that.
I love it so much. I'm going to try and hang out with her.
I know you wouldn't think so the way she is when she instructs, but she actually is she's shy.
She's not more of a media person. And some people aren't, you know,
yeah, she's funny, but I met V, you know, V and her husband had just retired when I met them. And he's like me. He's just, you know, full of energy, always joking around, always just having a good time. So me and him, you know, we would go back and forth. And then V, she's so cute because she just kind of like Albert, like my husband, just kind of stands there like, oh, here we go, you know. And we just had a good time in ATC. And that's where I knew Michelle, volleyball Michelle. Oh my God, who else is from 24?
I should get Gwen to come on my channel and do some ATC.
She will, you know what? She will.
Oh, you guys, she's the best.
She really is. And she knows she's just kind of shy, but yeah,
I'll ask her, but I don't know that she would want to do something like that, but she's amazing. But
yeah, she really is. And she's another one like you. I mean, we had such great instructors at, you know, 24. I can't even tell you. And that, like you said, last night, you know, it was really tough losing that just by me moving.
Yeah,
you know, it was tough. And then when the quarantine came, I can't imagine what you guys went through. Because
you know what, it was definitely hard because you didn't really get to say goodbye to your friends. Like I think we all didn't, well, in anything, right? Like, I mean, it could happen with anything.
Yeah.
Your last, like we all talked about, like we didn't realize that was our last class. Like, because it was, even though I'm back and stuff, it's still not the same there because things have changed. And as much as we all kind of want to like go back to March 17th and continue as if it was nothing happened, like it's just, we can't. And that's okay because we have to, like in our talk yesterday with Maggie, was embracing the new. And everything's always changing. So whether the pandemic was here or not, can I share something as an instructor? As an instructor, I would get really, really attached to people. Because I'm just kind of like that. I'm a connector. So, but what I realized over the years is that sometimes some people would always be there, like a Jill would always be there, but then Jill moved, right? And I have some, you know, clients that were there all the time, but things happened. it was like a revolving door. So I'd have like this core crew of people that I like would love. Like I loved everybody, but like, you know, you'd have those people that you knew, you were like, boom, boom, they're here. And like when they came in, you just knew, you were like, yeah, we're on this. And then it's like they'd have a baby, they'd move, they would do this, they would change, your schedule would change, you couldn't make it to your classes. And then all those people would be gone. It would be weird. And then like all of a sudden it'd be like, okay, I'm going to get to know these people. And it was like a whole new crew. And it would just always. And so I learned, because I had a hard time at first with the attachment problem, that I had to like, it was okay for me to connect and love, but that I always needed to kind of protect myself because they weren't going to always be there. So even if the pandemic didn't happen, it's a revolving door in everything that we do and in our friendships, and people come, they jump on our train, some stay for a long time, some just pass through. And so we just embrace each other and our moments and just grab onto gratitude, you know? So like, so grateful that I met you a long time ago. I didn't know that we would meet again on the internet, but we got to, you know, like,
and that's so
I talk to Kyla from Canada all the time. She's helping with all my designs. She's amazing. And I feel like I know, like, Kyla's one of my good friends now, right? Like you change, where it's like when I was at the gym, it was like more I was hanging out with Candace, which I'm going to go have dinner. I'm going to see her tonight.
Oh, I saw her. I actually saw her. I saw her.
Oh.
I saw her at, unfortunately, Dara's husband.
Yes. And I couldn't make it. I was sick with that weird sinus thing.
I saw her. I hate to say it, and I'm sorry, Dara. That, you know, I sad thing is we had our table, and of course it was the table with all the gym people, you know, and people I hadn't seen and literally have not seen or touched in years.
Aww.
And it was really, I mean, I hate to say it, but I can say it for Lance, because Lance was like me. He loved life. He was full of life. And that's what he was about, bringing people together and just having a good time and friends. So, you know, there's another example, you know, unfortunately things bring people together under really sad circumstances, but there are some good things that come out of it. So I saw Candace, and I hadn't seen her, oh my God, in years. So, you know, it was just nice to see her. And, you know,
yeah, I was going to go with her. We were going to go together, but I was like, I don't think I should go because I
mean, nowadays we got to be a little careful.
I was like, people are going to freak out. But yeah, you know, those things, like, you know, you're wherever proximity is power. So if you're close to people, you get close to the people that you see and talk to the most, right? So like Alicia and I, right, became like best of friends. I wasn't her best friend before the pandemic. I trained her and I liked her, but we weren't like we are now. And so, you know, that pandemic shifted things, but like you said, you know, there are hard things that happen that we saw through it, but then there's also blessings. And I think that's the most important thing in all of these challenges that we're facing, because the challenges aren't going to stop. They're always going to be there. It's just how we approach the different things that come at us. You know, do we approach them in faith and in gratitude and in grace, or do we approach them in fear and worry and anxiety, which these are the natural things for us to feel. I mean, that's natural. It's not like I walk around, I'm like, I'm never scared of anything. I mean, these are my normal triggers. But if we can identify, oh my gosh, I'm so freaked out, or I'm watching this and it's really making me worry, then maybe we need to step aside, put it down, take a breath, and kind of reassess, right? Yeah. So I think if anything, right, finding these friends, I remember we would do the small group Zoom calls. Those were so powerful.
Yeah.
There would be like 20, sometimes 50 of us on there. And everyone would share their story and what they were going through. Some women were, you know, losing people. Some people were going through divorces. Some people were just trying to hang on, right, during the pandemic. And they just kept saying, you know, Mary, thank you, which I don't feel like I deserve any of that. But I mean, I really don't, because I feel like God really brought this together and brought these beautiful people together. So they would thank me, and then they would thank the community. And to me, I would just sit there and cry, because some days I was like, well, God, I don't know. There's so many doors in front of me. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this. What do you want me to do? And then someone would call anytime I had that thought. And I'm not joking. I would either get a text message, an email, a YouTube message, something on some platform, a phone call that would share a deep story of how the platform had touched their life. not because they got great abs and a great booty. Okay. Now, some people would share, I lost 15 pounds, Mary. I was ready for my wedding. And I would get so excited. But what mostly hit home and it made me so happy was, I love your workouts, but Mary, like you've helped me through some hard times, the community, the encouragement, the mindset, the verse, the faith. This has helped me to not be in depression. This has helped me during a time of divorce and a time of darkness in my life. And so those things were the ones that would make me say, okay, God, I'm like, keep going then, because I don't know, all this stuff is happening. Are you sure you want me to do this? And he'd be like, keep going, girlfriend, let's go. So, but those moments of those Zoom calls with people sharing and being vulnerable of their life, touched my heart so much and made me see the friendships.
And that is the beauty of it is, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we were here on this earth to be with people. I mean, I know some people are introverts and they'll say, oh, I don't need anybody. I don't need to be around anybody. But even people that are introverts, they still need people. They just do it in a different way, or they just
doses.
Yeah, and they do. Yeah, they set boundaries. They set way more boundaries than, let's say, me or you do. And because we don't want to, we're fine with it.
I want more people.
Yeah, exactly.
Kisses. I'm not scared of you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you have to, and that is our personalities. But I do believe everybody on a whole really does need to have somebody or somebodies. And to me, I mean, come on. I mean, look at all the, I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous. It's been proven that, two or more of us that are gathered, guess what? We stay sober, and so for one, I was brought up Catholic, and of course, I have that background. And two, I've been in sobriety for 20 years, and that is, totally that's what we believe in. You cannot isolate. If you isolate too much, that's going to take you down to a very dark path, whatever your addiction is, because everybody has their own addictions and
it could be anything, Jill. Like I know you're talking about like alcoholism, right?
Yeah,
but like isolation breeds darkness. I've said this, I probably said this during the pandemic. Isolation breeds darkness. And I'm going to say that because really, if you think about it, I'm going to use the word sin, but it's really anything. Okay. I'm just going to use that word because it just comes natural. But like, it is easier to sin or to do things that are maybe they don't go with your values in the moment. It's easier to do them in quiet and when you think nobody's going to see them, because that whatever you're going to is giving you a temporary pleasure, whatever it may be, because we are all driven by pain or pleasure. So we're either running from pain to or going to pleasure. That's how we make our decisions. Most decisions are made from an emotional stance. This thing is making me feel this way or that way, so I'm going to go towards it or away from it, right? So when you're doing something that's not necessarily good or right, whatever that may be, it could be gossiping. Like I'm going to take it to a basic level because a lot of times we talk about these really big things. But sometimes it's simple things like talking bad about people. That's wrong. I'm sure we all do it, maybe even on a daily basis.
Hell, I do it all the time. So
right?
But what I'm saying is, but yeah.
But this is the thing. Like, and I know this has nothing to do with friendship, but it really does.
No, it does. It does.
We're in a society where you could say whatever you want to somebody, type it, and then run away. Kind of in the darkness.
Yeah.
Because they are not in front of you. But if you really put that person in front of you, you really say those things to their face, like that's, and would you want someone to talk like that about you behind your back or, all those different things? But I'm going off topic, but I think I was just saying like, it's easy when you're alone or when you're doing something, if you don't tell somebody you need help with something, accountability, and then it's easy to just keep going into it.
Well, yeah. And like you said, I mean, I have cousins that are Mormon, and it's a very interesting religion. And it's pretty basic, and it's, there's times when I'm with them and I'll ask them, so how do you guys deal with that? Because they're just really good people, and they're just the most
Yeah.
giving people. They will literally
I love
open their door
loving
to
people.
anybody.
They're the
Yeah, I mean,
best.
they're very family oriented and also friend oriented. I mean, if someone gets sick, man, they're like all at the door, making
Their
food, doing
their
whatever.
sense of community within their
Yes,
church is
yes,
phenomenal. They have it on
yeah,
point.
they really do.
They
And
really do.
I think it's amazing. So I do ask, I'll say, because, my Aunt Mel Jean, who was brought up in the religion. So my uncle, my mom's brother, was married into it. So it's funny because I'll ask her, so how do you how do you not judge? I mean, that's like she said, and her daughters, who I'm close to my cousins, and they say that is the hardest one, is not to judge.
I think so for
That is the
everybody. Doesn't
hardest
matter
one.
where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah. And even us, there's times like remember my one cousin, she said, the other day I looked at someone and, my head went there and I started judging it. And she goes, Jill, I'm telling you, that is the hardest thing, because you have to go, oh, stop it, stop it. That's just you being insecure and, whatever. But of course she
Yeah.
didn't say anything, but she just said that don't think you're the only one, because even in our religion, that's the biggest, that's
Yeah.
a big one. And we
I
have
think
to,
I think that's why the Bible says take your, the plank out of your eye before you try to tell your
yeah. And I know we're all guilty of it. And I think if you have a friendship with certain people, like I can say with Donna and Rita, maybe you and Maggie, where we can kind of sit in a circle and joke around about things and just kind of between us, but then say, hey, you know somebody needs to call you on your what you mean
right?
about something.
But that's what, true friendships are the ones where, when friendships are brand new, it's hard because you're like, oh, I don't want to get in an argument with them, or I don't
Yeah,
want to disagree with them. But you realize that, you're never going to agree with everybody on everything. And really, it's living in appreciation instead of expectation. And I think when we can do that in everything, we just have more peace with our family, like not expecting anything from them, but just appreciating things that they are doing. Like, so they didn't flush the toilet today, but they made their bed, like
yeah, no, you have to choose your battles wisely.
yeah.
I mean, that's how, I mean, I'm just one of those people. One, Alicia, little Alicia, my little yoga girl. I
Yeah.
call her yoga girl. She's kind of doing her own thing with her boyfriend right now, but she's my holistic girl that helps me with a lot of stuff.
That's
Me and
good.
her became really close over the years, but that's something that, she would tell me that, you just, the calmness, the, not judging it. She has to explain it. You should get her on here, because she just
Oh,
has a way of telling me that you're a Cancer. This is your sign, which
oh,
I believe in that. And I do believe in it, but I don't follow, it's not my
yeah.
total guide. And she knows that it's not my total guide, but I get it. I totally get it. And she says the Cancers tend to be, are very loyal and will basically be by your side to the end, unless you hurt us. If you hurt us, you do something to us really, really bad, then we're done, and we will not look back,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and
Um,
that's just, understanding that like sometimes you just have to step outside of yourself and be like, not everybody thinks like me, and not everybody's going to be a
Yep.
friend like I'm a friend. They're going to love and be my friend in their way, how they know how to do it. And
Exactly.
when
And
you're
I,
able
yeah,
to appreciate that,
and
right?
I've
Yeah.
had to learn that. I don't know about you, but I've had
Yeah.
I've had to learn that, because in the beginning, of my life, I think I took it personal, like, well, what's wrong with me? Why are they? And then as I grew older, and I go to a lot of therapy, just so you know, so going to therapy and going to meetings and talking to people like you on your platform, it just made me realize that, well, no, it's not me. It's something, yeah, like you said, they're going through. And I get it. Not everybody wants to be, like me and you, where we're just very, we just like this. This is what we like. This is what we we enjoy this.
Well,
And if you,
yeah.
if you don't, that's fine.
Appreciate.
Yeah, and I think it's good because we are all the same. God forbid. Can you imagine if there was people, everybody like me and you, Mary? That would be a crazy world.
The different people. We need the calm people. We need the
We need to have
all the
those.
different personalities.
Exactly. We need the balance, like our husbands, like our husbands are the balance of what we are. They allow us to be who we are and be these vibrant women, and loud and boisterous. And I mean that in a good way.
Totally.
That we are. Yeah. But then we have them to kind of bring it down.
I think kind of relating that back to the MFF community and Friendship Day,
exactly.
it's just remembering that like everybody's different in our group. And I love it. We've got women everywhere from 30 to like their 70s. And everyone brings their talents and their gifts to the table and their love and kindness. And truly, our group is very kind, very serving, humble, and giving.
And very supporting as far as just telling people you look great today. Even if somebody like me, I'll say me. I mean, there's days when I am not on it. You know what I mean? But for someone to say, "Hey, you look," just that one word from someone, even people. I like. Didn't you say something a while ago about how people tend to get really into the like and the love and the hug and if you don't get any likes or loves or comments, people tend to get upset and with the social media and
sure that could be
and I get in a way I kind of get that. I mean, personally it doesn't affect me because it's just not my I guess because we're from the other generation, but I think the generation that this is all they know, that's it's important to them.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we can have negative things, but in our group, on Mary's group here, we don't have that. We have just support. Like if you're, somebody saying, well, I really didn't do well. Oh, you did great. You did wonderful. Veronica, Donna, who else?
Grace.
Alicia, I'm probably missing some people, but always have nice things to say. Michelle, you get her on there once in a while. Saying, and she was always like that at the gym, and so was V and so forth. So you get these people telling you, hey, you look great, don't worry about it. Okay, you might, okay, yeah, you might be out of it today, but no, you look fine, you look great, just keep doing what you're doing. And then seeing people's videos of what they can do and how they do it, I mean, to me, that gives me the motivation to say, I need to get up and do something today. If I didn't do something today and I see V's video, I see yours, or I see who else post, all the other girls that post like I do, I mean, it gives me that inspiration to get up and say, come on, Jill, you can, if she, and I'm competitive, I won't lie, totally competitive, but in a nice way.
Yes.
But I am competitive. You do that, well, I'm going to see if I can do it better. I mean, that's just me in my own mind, and that is just how it is. But
that's okay to push yourself. But overall, like just having, overall, it's been amazing just having so many women from different places and times,
different countries, and
come together and build a little family in a hard time. And I think everybody feels grateful for having each other. So, and I'm grateful for you, Jill. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. And you know what? Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's, don't question it. Just let it flow. Let it just go. And just do what you do. And you're always going to have your critics, whatever. You know how I feel about that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know that I'm Mary's bodyguard too?
I said, watch out there.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm a bit of a protector. I protect my friends too. So
I love it. I always need a protector.
No, I'm just, that's just my nature. But I know that you got this, girl, and like I have to just, there's some things that I just, people are people, but I know you got it. I know you're doing it good, and you got the personality to do this. You got the love, you got the patience. I know things get a little crazy for you, but you're doing a great job, and I knew you would. I just remember I told you a long time ago. I'm like, you totally got this. I mean, you got it. You
Thank you.
got it.
Thank
And
you.
and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have met all these beautiful people. So all of you ladies out there, thank you for coming to this platform, because I would have not met you. And maybe at some point, I mean, sorry, I can't get to Long Beach as much as I'd like to, enjoying all the beach stuff. I'm not much of a beach. I know I'm from California. I'm not much of a beach person.
All right, but I'm setting up the October event, so you better come
Yeah.
down.
So,
Here is our anniversary, and me and Edie were just like making this amazing plan of like a 3-day thing. So
yeah, I would.
we're
Well,
gonna
yeah.
come up with some type of event. It is coming, you guys, and my anniversary is October 24th. So we're planning something for that weekend, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. I need you to start booking your planes. Let's get all the friends together. We're gonna have so much fun. I can't wait. Me and Evie are planning it. We're gonna put it together. And so you better save the date because I want to see.
I would let and like I said, I would be there to all of them if I could, but damn pandemic sometimes,
Oh,
it's
you
like,
can come in October. We're gonna be
well, I
just
think October, you know what? I got things going on in September, so things better just stay the way. I need to get
you're
out.
coming in October. But
And I have a lot of
also,
people to
hey,
visit.
Jill, if people are on the fence or not sure if they should join the community or what are you going to say to them right now? Because we've got
I
people
would
who have been watching us, but they're not on the channel. We need you on maryfultonfit.bhx.tv. Join the channel, 14 days for free. If
Yeah,
not,
just
if
try
not,
it, you
stay
guys.
home.
I mean, her workouts are great. I mean, I won't lie to you. And then you can do them 24/7.
Yeah, you can
So, I
go
mean,
over.
you're either going to pay, people aren't going like Maggie made a good point yesterday about the gym, and people just aren't going to the gym like they used to. I'm sorry. I would love to have it the way it was back in the day, but it's not going to be. And I don't know if I'm ever going to find that again, but I have it here, and I've learned to have the same feeling and know and be excited. So going on our platform, you're going to learn, and don't get discouraged if you don't know how to fight and you don't know how to do certain things. Just keep doing it and just keep doing it. You're in your home, you're in your own home. And that time when everybody maybe goes back to the gym, and Mary's got her own studio, then you got this stuff down. So
Yeah.
just join the platform. She really is a good lady, and you're not going to find anybody more dedicated or more patient. And there's things you might be a little, like, well, I don't like this. I don't, well, nothing's perfect. And no matter where you go, there's always going to be something or someone or whatever, but that's the way it is. That's life. That's what makes it exciting. And I
Yes.
love Mary. I won't say anything. I mean, you can't dislike the girl. I'm telling you, I've tried.
My kids don't like me when I make them do chores, Jill.
Well, yeah, and your kid, and those kids, I can't believe your boys, how big they've gotten. They are
Thank
so adorable. They are going to be, oh my God, handsome, handsome, handsome.
you.
But I do have to say, Mary is definitely worth it. Just try the trial. You have nothing to lose except for, just getting into shape and getting into a
Parents
better
with good
frame of
mindset,
mind.
motivation. I
Yeah,
got
a
you.
better frame of mind. And like she said, it's not all about the exercise it's not about maybe, well, I won't say this because I know how the young girls are, because I used to be one of those girls. I understand the outside is very important. I'll be the first to say I totally get it. But as you get older and you do get over into the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it gets to the point where it's not about what's on the outside. It's really what's going on the inside. And so remember what you're doing with these workouts and these, planning your meals and just being good at least 90% of the time. It helps the insides, and it makes you, when you get older, to have a more beautiful life and a more quality of life. My mother was very physically, she just, well, her physical just went down, and it was really sad because I'm like my mom. She had the mindset, but unfortunately, her body just, because she didn't know a lot of this stuff. And so, if you're going to live a long time, you want to be able to make sure. My mom always said, I want to live a quality of life, not the length of my life.
Mm.
It's what I can do. So remember, doing all these things that she's providing, and she's providing this with one, I don't know, Mary, are you just charging even for your nutrition and all that is included? It is, right?
I do all the like tasty treats and
And that's all
videos
included.
are all part of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
all part of it. Yes.
So you're getting a lot of stuff that some people charge extra for. So you got to think about that it's a big industry. People charge for every little thing. So you're lucky that she's giving you, she's giving the mind, the body, and the soul, and then she's even giving you the nutrition. So you have to remember, you got to look at it that way. It's all in one package. So I hope you guys can come join us and just kind of check us out.
Oh, bring out your balls. Show them. You got to join the Emma Fireball Challenge. Not just one ball, but you can get two. One for your friend. So you guys can get 2 balls for one. 2 balls are better than one. And we're going to be working core and booty. And Jill is really excited about the ball challenge.
I really like balls. I know. And I'm sorry if I am offending anybody, but
I don't think you're offending anybody.
We just have fun. Okay, guys. So join us for our ball challenge because Mary's going to make it fun. We're going to make it fun.
Do you guys have any questions for Jill out there? We've got a few.
Nobody has any questions? Where's Donna at? Where the hell is that woman? Oh, she's helping her mama.
We have to take a screenshot though, you and me really quick, a picture.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let everybody. What do you
okay, hold on. Look at the camera. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, hold your balls and then let me get over here. I gotta look this way. All right, say cheese. Perfect, darling.
Okay, well, thank you, Mary, for having me. I always love chatting with you, and contact me privately about other stuff. So.
Oh yeah. You sent me that message. I was like, I gotta call you. I love you. I'll call you after.
Love you, and have a great day.
Bye. You too. Bye, everybody. The end.